Hello, my beautiful people. It is my prayer that you are doing great outside there. And it is another opportunity that I'm taking to kindly welcome those that have not joined our humble house. This is a house of hope, a place to be, my people. This is a place to give hope to those who have lost it, a place to encourage, a place to uplift, and a place to unite with each other in whatever the condition we might be in our daily lives. This is Sarah Max, and I welcome you all. Last time I left when I was to come back with my story. The day I came to know about my condition. Well, that was the worst day of my life. If only the earth could crack on that day and swallow me, then that was the day. If there is a day I saw death, that was the day. But I want to thank the Almighty Lord for the strength He has given me each day for me to be here and tell you my testimony. Because if it is not for Him, I will not be here telling you my story. I would have been gone a long time now. I salute the Almighty Lord. And now I start my story. I left at a point where I had been given lots and lots of transfusions. And with me, what I knew all along is that I needed blood transfusion, of which after that I was to be taken back home. But what I knew would take me a bit longer. My hospital bill had risen to about 560,000 by then. And I remember calling my field manager and telling him that I'm now okay and probably next week I will be resuming my duties. And he was so happy and he was telling me, Sarah, hey, we are so happy. That is God and we thank God for that. Hey, it is only that I didn't know, but he knew it and he never even tried to tell me. Then after the last transfusion, which almost again took my life at around midnight, and now it had to be stopped so that it would be taken back to lab so that they could know what observe it and see why it's reacted with my body. And that I didn't know, actually I didn't even know what happened, but that was the last blood I received in Jesus' name. So in the following morning, now I had become very prayerful. I used to talk to God as if I was talking to somebody next to me. I had really become very prayerful, but I didn't know even what I was praying about because I didn't know about my condition. But due to the pain I had experienced before and my condition, which I knew was just about blood transfusion, so I knew after that I was to go back home. Actually, that is what I really knew. But now my prayer was about it. I didn't know about the other one, the other disease. So on this fateful evening, my professor came and he told me that when my husband come, I should tell him to go and see him. And then he went and see him, and he came back. So the reason why professor wanted him is because now I was to be started the treatment. Yeah, because with me I knew I'm okay. So he was told that he must tell me because of the side effects of the treatment, the chemotherapy. So he must tell me so that I get prepared in case I see any change in my life or during the treatment. I should know it is just the side effects and it will disappear. So he came, and I was very happy on that evening. By the way, I was I put some I was following some program in Citizen and seeing some exercises, so I was imitating what they were doing. And then this man of mine was telling me, hey, Hebu, sit down, just sit down, you will get tired. So it was like he was not happy with what I was doing. I just took it inside like that he was not happy with what I was doing. So I just went and sit down as he said. Then after then, now that he had talked to the professor, he was now to tell me, and he came and told me that, you know what, tomorrow you are starting your chemotherapy. Actually, even the word chemotherapy had disappeared. I didn't even know what it was about, but the way he tensed, I just knew this is something so awkward. And then I asked him, what's that? What's that? What do you mean? You are starting your treatment. I'm okay. I know I'm going back home. What are you talking about? And the look in his face, he was so, he had a lot of fear. So I took my phone and I googled the word chemotherapy. Hey, what I saw leukemia, I saw blood cancer, and then I saw so many side effects of the same. Then I remembered when I had get my senses back, I now was calling my friends and I was telling them about my situation, and many stories, I'm sorry for that, many stories were of those who have died about blood cancer. One of my friends told me his mom died St. Mary's Langata because she had blood cancer and she had 7 units. Then I remembered again, I called my pastor, and my pastor told me that, Sarah, we are going to have a burial on Saturday, and this woman, she's a church member actually. She died because of blood cancer. It's Mama Lucy, and now they are going for a burial. So when she's back, she will come to see me. Actually, they didn't know my whereabouts. They will come and see me. So many stories were about those who had died because of blood cancer. And remember me, I only had 3 units, just 3. These people that had gone had 7 plus. So, you know, by the time they were telling me about their stories, actually, they didn't know that I was having the same. I didn't know myself. So it was just a kind of a story. We were just telling stories. Then I said, okay, with me, I knew it was blood transfusion. That's all that I needed. So I remembered all this when I googled my phone and I saw blood cancer. What happened? My hair stood still. I trembled. My whole body was shaking. I could feel it in my vein. I'm sorry for this, but this is just tears of happiness, because I could not get a reason why God sustained me in that oxygen with only 3 units, and then these are people who are gone with 7 plus units. Then I had to get a strength. In fact, I got my strength from those who had died, those who had passed away. Now my husband was looking at me. I was shaking. I was sweating. I did not even know what to do, what to say next. Then there's this voice that came and told me, Sarah, you have to be strong. You have to be strong. You are not going to die. You are not going to die. You have to be strong. And then after remembering those who had passed, I now got my strength. And I said, cancer ni yao. That is just for the doctors. Then I remember this lady I told you about who taught me for now to pray. I remembered how she was telling God that, God, even if that test is redone again, let it not come the way it was. Let God confuse everything. Then I remembered how people have been praying. Then I looked at myself and said, I am a fool in this story. And there is no cancer in me. And I am going to heal. If that is what they've been praying and thinking about, God, I don't have cancer. And I'm not going to die. I'm going to live and I will tell your testimony. I had some strength that came from nowhere. Then I turned to my husband. And I asked him, for how long have you known this? He could not even utter a word at that moment. He was so fearful. Then I remembered again what I was going through in my personal life with my family members. I was really passing through hell. Then I remembered everything. Everything came to me. And I was like, God, why all this? Why all this temptation? Then I found myself again crying. And I said, God, I'm not going to die. I'm going to live. And I will tell my testimony one day. And here I am, I'm telling you my testimony. God did it to me, my people. When people saw death in me, God saw life. He put life in me. And I am here today. If you have ever lost hope in life, always remember there is God. There is a living God somewhere who sees us in whatever the situation we might be undergoing. God is always there for us. Never lose hope in life. I had to get strength to fight. I had to fight, my people. Then I hugged him and I told him, you are the strongest man in the whole world. If you knew all about my situation, you have been there for me all along. When I was in Pampers, you are taking care of me. When I was not breathing, you are making sure oxygen was in place. You are making sure I take my medicines. And we are here. We are going to fight this together. And there is no cancer in me. I did not take it. I had cancer. I said I'm going to fight, yes. But no cancer in me. Even if the test will be redone, there's no cancer in me. Then now, the following day, I had to start my treatment. In fact, if you have never come across it, or maybe, life can change within a twinkle of an eye. You never know how life can change in you. And in every moment, always have hope, have strength. Have strength. That is the only weapon. And be courageous. Face it and tell the devil that you are a liar. You are a liar. Then the chemo had to start. It was just on a syringe, just like other medication. So the color is which can make you to be a bit afraid, but I put it to be just a normal medication. Yes, I never got any fear, and I even said, in fact, This is my new look. I just shaved because I wanted to shave. I had rastas and dreadlocks, and I wanted to change my life after the hospital. I wanted to be a new Sarah. So that's why I shaved my hair. In fact, that chemo didn't pull out my hair. So he came and put it, and then after that there's a prehydration before chemo. Then after chemo there's continuous hydration for about 5 days. Then with the doctor's expectation, chemo, what it happens to the body, it kills cells, both good and bad. It's like a flood. A flood carries anything that comes on the way. So that's how it reacts to the body. So the expectation was that after this my blood count was to come down, because when they started the chemo I was at 8 units, and they wanted me to be at least 11, so that when I started I'm a bit stronger. Even when the count comes down, at least I'll be okay. But they had to start it at 8, because at that moment I really looked strong. I looked very okay. So what happened, they after 1 week they did the test again, and the test surprised everyone. From the 8 units that I started my chemo with, of which the chemo was to kill the cells that creates the blood again in the body, it's raised from 8 to 14. Then the results came that I now had platelets, I had red cells, I had white cells, with something that was to decrease them had now increased the cells. When there is God, my people, the results can come out that people did even not think of happening. So at this moment again, is now that I was coming to get that I had a bone marrow failure, of which after the chemotherapy, which is done in Kenya, I was to be taken to either South Africa or to India for the bone marrow transplant. God did miracles in my life. The next result was that the bone marrow is now functioning. Haki, if there is God. If there is God, my people, I saw God in Kenyatta, and I will testify. I will give you my testimony. I saw God in Kenyatta when I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Everything just happened. That what I don't know. I even don't know how to put it, but that is what God did to me. Everything came okay with the first treatment. Then the continuation, because okay, it is believed that the cancer cells can still reoccur. So I had to continue with the chemotherapy. So that's what I did all along, and I have gone 13 sessions of chemotherapy. At now I'm in maintenance, of which I told you that it is done when it is under remission, when the cancer is under remission. So I'm in maintenance. God did miracles in my life, and God can do it to you. Our living God, our living God, God did it to me, and He can do it to you. Anytime you lost hope in life, I always tell my people, if you don't have a testimony, just use mine for free. God did it to me. Those who knew, those who saw me, they can testify to this. I didn't know I would be here if it is not for the Almighty Lord. And I'm now here smiling. God did it, and He's going to do it for you. What God cannot do does not exist and will never exist. And now, after the treatment, now the bill comes, which was about 2 million Kenya shillings. I will tell you about how God took me through that. Remember, in Kenyatta, or not just in Kenyatta, in any hospitals, you find the patients have recovered and they're still in hospital because of the huge bills. And now I will tell you my last episode of how God did the last part of my life. Now that I'm back home, even if I'm taking porridge or taking water, I am happily home because God did a miracle in my life. And the miracle still continues. Thank you so much, guys. Continue subscribing. Let us be here. I told you after my stories, we are coming with other new stories. We have a lot of agendas in this platform. Kindly, guys, continue subscribing. Let us be united in this our home. Thank you so much, and may God bless you until our next episode.